So the Abhishekam was going on for hours and hours. Then the devotees, they dried his body with silken cloths. They placed garments upon him, very fine, beautiful garments. Then they got all sorts of ornaments and decorations. They offered him padya, arghya, madhupark, achaman. Then they offered him incense, the ghee lamp, flowers, chamara, peacock fan. They gave him full arti of worship. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being very pleased with them, he looked at his devotees and said, "Please give me boga." Some devotees came and brought him a pot of yogurt. Within a moment he drank it. "Give me more." They brought him some sandesh. Then they brought him condensed milk. Then they brought him coconuts. Then bananas. As soon as they brought it, he ate it. Devotees were just gathering whatever they could get. Thousands of bananas. Thousands of pots of yogurt. Thousands of pots of condensed milk. Thousands of pots of sweetmeats. Thousands of buckets of Ganges water. And as soon as they put it in his hand, he ate it. The devotees were in ecstasy. The devotees were running village to village and buying everything that was being sold, that was offerable to the Lord, and just running back and offering it to him, and he ate it. He ate more than what thousands and thousands of people could have possibly consumed. And he was smiling and kept saying, "Give me more." The devotees were feeling all of their desires being fulfilled. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed to each of his devotees what their previous lives were in the past, what their eternal identities were. This all took place in the house of Srivas. Lord Chaitanya turned to Srivas Thakura. "Srivas, do you remember? You went to the academy of Devananda Pandit. There you were listening to the Pandit reciting Srimad Bhagavatam. As you were hearing the ambrosial words of Shukadev Goswami, your heart became filled with love. Uncontrollably, you became choked up and began to cry. The students of Devananda Pandit, who were great fools, they could not understand that you were in ecstasy. They picked you up, took you outside, and just dropped you on the ground. And that rascal Devananda Pandit, their guru, he did not stop them. If the teacher does not correct the student, he is responsible for the behavior of the student. Do you remember? You came to your external consciousness and you were laying in the dirt on the ground. You felt very great lamentation. Then you went home. Every time you picked up the Bhagavatam, something mysterious took place. Tears flowed from your eyes. Your voice would falter. Your heart would be overwhelmed in ecstasy every time you read the Bhagavatam. Do you know why that happens, Srivas? Because I personally descended from Vaikuntha to enter into your heart personally and fill your heart with ecstatic love every time you hear my names and glories. When Srivas Thakura heard this, he fell to the ground unconscious in ecstatic love. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained, "Do not be unhappy. You should know that I am always in your heart. And whatever love you feel, you shouldn't feel embarrassed. You shouldn't feel ashamed. You should know that it is my love manifesting in your heart." Then Lord Chaitanya addressed that personality who was previously his teacher and who now was his devotee, Gangadas Pandit. Do you remember Gangadas? Long before I even took birth in this world, the mleach king, he and his soldiers were plundering people's property and exploiting the women. In order to protect your wife and children, you had to escape from your home. The soldiers were coming closer and closer. You ran in the middle of the night to the Ganges. The soldiers were approaching. You understood that if you do not escape, they will violate the chastity of your good wife. This was worse than death for you. You were looking for a boatman, but because it was late at night, there was no boats to be found. In great anxiety, you decided to give up your life rather than be polluted. I was watching you. At that moment, do you know what I did, Gangadas? I personally descended from Vaikuntha loka and took the form of a boatman. And you saw me rowing my boat. And you cried out, "Boatman, boatman, boatman, please come! Save me, save my family, I'll give you everything I have." At that time, I took you across the river for safety. Do you remember this, Gangadas? In the gratitude of love, Gangadas fell at the feet of Lord Chaitanya, weeping in love.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on devotionalnectar.com.